Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Meredith Mynrose. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary, and today I'll be doing the universal astrology message for the month of June for the sign, if you resonate to the sign of Aries anywhere in your chart. So we're going to start. And thank you for everyone who has recently subscribed. I hope that my videos have pleasantly help you and guide you and help bring you a much needed clarity. I've already pre-shuffled this deck. I'm just shuffling it again now with the energy, programming it to reveal what message we have for the Aries sign. Right. Okay, are we ready? Okay, the first one flopped out. 5 of Swords. Are we ready? We're almost there. Is this 7? Five. Got it. I think I got it. You know, sometimes the cards have its own mind. So this card has its own mind. The first 5. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. I pull out 7, right? Yes. So we have our 7. But in the future, there might be an 8. Okay, so the first card that flopped out was flipped out. Flip-flop? Flip out is 5 of Swords reverse, and then there is a King of Pentacles, and then there is a Death in reverse, and then there is 4 of Cups, and then there's the Devil reverse, and then there's a Knight of Cups, and then there is the 4 of Pentacles. So Pentacles is Earth, but we also have Death and the Devil in reverse. The cards, like, you know, sometimes people take like the card Devil or the card Death as a very negative omen. Not really necessarily, because how to say, because sometimes if it is in reverse, it means it's passing, or it's, you know, the opposite meaning. Maybe death is the death of an old relationship, is the beginning of a new relationship. Or maybe the Devil in reverse means that the chains that has binded you to the past is now being released. And you can definitely see the story here, because between, okay, this is the first card, like the feud is over. There's a King of Pentacles. Maybe somebody who financially control your life's finances has their beliefs died, if not literally, and you're pondering of your choices in life, and you're looking at all of the bondage or chain down, or you're looking at all the fears that used to pull you down. And this is the interesting bit where you're looking at the options given to you by life, and you're looking at all the fears that have been either resolved or revealed. And right now, you're the one who is carrying that emotional bargaining chip, or that you're now able to move forward with your emotion intact. And this is actually in reverse. This card, like Four of Pentacles, if it was upright, it would be like somebody who's very, from my point of view, is someone who's very calculative, greedy, and with their money. But right now, it's on the reverse side. I'll tell you more as I pick up on the energy intuitively. But it seems like the feud is over. There is either a death of old financial beliefs. If it's not a person, it's a situation. Either someone controlling your money or some fear controlling your money, about your financial beliefs. Your rigid, negative, scarce financial belief may have been dissipated, dissolved, and you're looking at how you see the fear controlling. This is you looking at the fear controlling the things you care about. Maybe this cup is money, maybe this cup is relationship, maybe this cup is your passion, maybe this cup is a suggestion of hope. And you're like sitting down by the tree, you're like thinking, you're just thinking. Sometimes the meaning is too literal, so let's just pull out some more cards from the unicorn. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more. The Devil. So one thing for sure about this spread is that the active energy is the water element. Ooh, it fell. Support. So there's the energy of support, number first cards. The active energy is water. The moving energy is water. And then the Devil and Death. What energy? What element would it be? Would it be fire and earth? Because we have King of Pentacles is earth. Then we have Four of Pentacles. So I feel like there has been some, I want to speak a little bit about finances here. Or lenience. You're being lenient with yourself. Perhaps you're being less strict. Let's pull out two more cards from the unicorn. Cycles. You have the card Cycles, and then you have Courage. Support, Cycles, and Courage. Okay, so let's see. The Dragon card next. Let me put the stories together for you. Something, you had a feud. What feud? Because this is the card. Ending of arguments. King of Pentacles, Earth. Stability. Earth is stability. Also, what is the reverse meaning of our Pentacles? Because there are so many different interpretations. and it has to resort to the whole entire spread. Four of Pentacles. If it was negative, I don't see it as a negative actually. I see the reverse cards on this spread as actually a positive for you, Aries, because if we're talking about ending of feud or arguments or war, especially with swords, if you're arguing with thought patterns that are negative, if you're arguing with people via conversation, via words, and you're recognizing, I'm checking if this King of Pentacles is a situation, yourself, or a person that you know. You guys can tune into your own intuition and like put it into perspective if you can. I think this can be you if you are desiring more stability in life, and there's the death. So let me check in what this death. So I feel like the unicorn card death also affect this unicorn card cycles is like a cycle, death and rebirth, and you now have like a new option or a new beginning. 5, 4, 4. A new way, and you know, it's like as if you know what stopped you before. You understood what Milade's, yeah, I suck at that, pronouncing that, M-I-L-A-D-E-S, like, you know, the tragic and sorrow of your past. You understand why life is the way it is, and you see your own vulnerability, you see your own, maybe can I say ego, maybe you see your own weakness, or you see your own foolishness. Yeah, I think you see your own foolishness in a way, and knowing that you recognize your vulnerabilities and your foolishness, you probably sense your own inner devil, the inner devil that sabotages you. And now knowing your inner devil, like knowing it and deliberating and confronting and confirming, these are your inner devils. These are your ego sabotaging you. These are your fears holding you back. These are your... Fear is fire also, right? Because Aries is the fire element. So it's more like you feel you are faced with... I think that you see your blind spot, and I think that it took you a long road down that road and path and way to learn about your own blind spot, and it was such a huge mental chaos to come to a humble ground, to be so grounded in order to see your own self-sabotaging qualities or your own naive vulnerability, or even, you know, when children's they are forced to put up with toxic, and then they don't realize when they grow up they interact with toxic people as if it's their natural environment, but then they feel so unhappy and they feel so upset that the life they have is the life they gravitate to, but then they don't realize that they gravitate to a life that have already been conditioned to their subconscious as normal, and then they have to really break to the ground and confront what is really the real reason why they are stuck in a very unhappy life. And then they have to look at all the fear and all the programming and condition that they have to um, they put up with as children, and then they have to realize that in order for them to change their life, they need to challenge their fears. They need to confront their fears. They need to admit the thing they fear most. Maybe rejecting people, situations seems to be hard to shake off because it's been so automatically groomed to accept it and to tolerate it and to let it access you and your life and to make you miserable or upset or angry. And things that used to make you angry consistently make you angry, keeps making you angry, and you're so tired of being angry. And you need to realize that if you had faith and if you confront your fear, and if you don't let this fear rule your life, and if you replace it with faith, and if you replace it with this awareness of self-love, you don't necessarily need to keep doing the same mistakes over and over again, and you don't have to keep letting people agitate you and get a reaction out of you and make you feel upset and annoyed and aggravated. So you're learning to carry your emotions with maybe a sense of pride and dignity. Maybe you're learning to carry your emotions without other people pouring their emotions in it, and learning what is your emotions and what is other people's emotions, and learning to put a line between how you feel and other people feel, and no longer letting other people feel rule how your life goes, and no longer putting that line in between, like no longer letting other people cross your emotional lines and try to oppress your feelings so that you mold your life to fit their satisfaction, and you no longer feel sabotaging yourself or disappointment in yourself, because you learn to increase your amount of self-love and self-respect and pride and dignity, and you carry your heart with a sense of respect and a sense of a deep affection to care for yourself even if other people don't, and to know that you have the power to change your boundaries to fit your sense of safety, sense of satisfaction, sense of comfort levels, and you can keep changing your boundaries around different people to always meet your emotional safety, validity, sanity, and peace. And this is you are carrying this energy with a sense of maybe a serious, adamant, down-to-earth fact, reality, because other people are saying, consider my feelings, maybe, and all these things. Consider our feelings, consider other people's feelings, consider your mother's feelings, consider your siblings' feelings, consider your father's feelings, consider your sister's feelings, consider your friend's feelings, consider the other person's feelings. And you're like sitting down this tree, and you're like, it's a two-way street to consider other people's feelings. And there's this depth of understanding that if people don't respect you, they don't earn your respect, and you're learning that it's not a one-way street. Respect is not a one-way street. You cannot keep respecting people who keeps on ridiculing you or demeaning you and pissing you off and not really showing you the respect that you deserve as a basic human right. And you're no longer letting them control your fire element, to use your fire element against you, to cause chaos in your conscience, to cause guilt in your conscience, to cause embarrassment in your conscience, to blame you, gaslight you, embarrass you, hurt you, attack you, and to rile you up so that you are the unstable one. So I feel like stability, emotional stability, is something that you're learning to procure, and you're learning to really the depth of you always figuring out what other people's feelings are and what other people's needs are. The death of you is like this the death of this. The death of always considering other people's feelings, that at the abandonment of your own feelings, and that's why you're so mad and upset with yourself that you burn from inside, and you kind of like hate yourself because you cannot control how you respect yourself, because you have always given other people respect, but it's not a two-way street. You give them respect, but they don't give you respect, they give you shame. So they're so entitled and they're so spoiled, and they're so, and you know, when they're entitled and spoiled, and that like almost as if they're brats, as if like that you owe them. Like they put this belief that you need to respect me, so they have this kind of entitlement that you need to respect me. So they use this entitlement where respect me, obey me. They may mean that you must respect me no matter what I do. You must obey me whatever I say. You must listen to me even if I almost killed or murdered you, or make you suicide, things like that. I know this is like a little bit on the very touchy subject, but you're learning and you're seeing that people will expect respect. People will expect basic human rights from you. At the same time, they're going to pull away your basic human rights, and they're just so self-centered, and that's why your fire element is out of whack, because you're not being given a basic human respect, because that individual involved is not really accustomed to basic human rights themselves. So they're so toxic. And you see that, and you're like, I see that these are the people who are asking me for so much of, and then they're leaving this fire in this, like they extort all of your positive elements, and then they kind of like throw their own negative fire into your energy. So there's the support and courage. So the courage says you are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. The cycle says everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. And here the unicorn support says ask for help. Get more rest. Nurture yourself. So let's see what the dragons say. Let me give you a good conclusion a little bit to soften what I said just now, because it's very harsh. And it may not apply to everybody. So stability, death, the devil. So you're recognizing how you may have abandoned your needs and not fill your cups because you've been respecting other people so much that you abandon your own self-respect. And it might have come from a very conditioning pattern of your childhood. Okay, let me just take this out, and then I'll talk about the devil energy. And then the last few cards. We have two to three more decks to go. White gold dragon from Lyra. Connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra. Bathe in the 9th-dimensional Christ light. So this is the white gold dragon from Lyra. My cat is called Lyra. Connects you to the highest Christ light. Second card is Aquamarine Dragon from Neptune, enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. So you have water element and you have a gold element. You have a water element, you have a gold element. And then you have transmute through the power of divine love, open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. So you have to transmute the wrath or anger that made you feel upset. You have to transmute. You have to accept that certain people don't have the ability to be wise, and you have to have that pure wisdom to acknowledge the level of their intelligence. And I know that this sounds very demeaning, but that's why they try to demean you to get you to their level, so that they can, because subconscious reality, subconscious plane is a world on its own. People can feel your healthy self-esteem, and if they don't have a healthy self-esteem, that's why they try to attack you and tear you down so that they can feel peace. Because on their level, that's their version of peace, to attack people until people become on their level. So it's like their sense of intelligence is also their level of, matches their level of peace. If they're not wise, their level of peace would be lower than other people. They would be more prone to react to drama, more prone to create drama. Okay, so let's pull out. Ooh. Okay. Pull out some more cards. So you have the gold, and then you have the water, and then you have the purification. So it feels like you're learning to alchemize the fire into gold, into wisdom, maybe. If we're talking about elements like fire, gold, melt, wisdom. I don't know, that's just what, like you're melting gold. You're finding stability within other people's fire. You're finding stability within other people's perception of fire. You're finding stability. You're finding stability. Despite other people's fire elements, you're finding stability. You're finding the neutral zones where you separate other people's feelings from your feelings, and you acknowledge their feelings without having the need to please their insecure feelings, or having the need to abandon your needs in order to fulfill them. And you're like learning to protect your needs before you give anything to other people. And you're learning to like to control the water element in your energy. This is Aquamarine dragon from Neptune. This is a water dragon, like a seahorse, a little bit fun. It feels that you're working with your fire element to build a boundary between you and other people. The fire element is now a controlled fire element that works as a boundary to discern a healthy dose of boundary lines between you and others. And this discernment or wisdom or intelligence to become aware when people try to like kick you in the gut or something, like aggravate you, or try to entice you into reacting to their fire, because they want your water element, they want your self-esteem, or they want your skills, or they want your confidence, and you acknowledge their attempt to kick you in the gut or steal your life force or attack you you're acknowledging it, but you're stable enough energetically, emotionally, fire wise, that you no longer allow other people to transmute or transmit your self-love and self-care into self-hate and self-despise, that you eventually kind of like leak out your life force so that other people can steal your life force, because you didn't know that was happening, that people want you to despise and hate and feel shitty about yourself, because that's how they feel, and they wanted to lower your vibration and frequency so that they can feed off of you. But now you're learning how to put that boundary line to discern your emotions versus other people's emotions, and having that boundary, that fire element controlled by yourself, and they cannot intrude or attack you because you're emotionally stable, or you're working towards it. Perhaps if you're if you're going to, because some people are on different stages, you get to work on it with different therapists, coach, and healers, especially those who you can ask for guidance. Okay, so we're gonna shuffle this deck until I pull out another 3 cards, and yeah, so emotional stability. So you're learning to transmute. So it's like when people trigger you, you no longer let the trigger spiral out of control. You kind of like transmute the trigger into this positive awareness to understand it's not you, it's them. And you're learning about your power, and you're learning to become more wise with your fire element. And when you can control your fire element, you get to step even higher up into your role in life. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. You get focus energy. And what is this? The unexpected. Got the wisdom card, 22. So you have, okay, 5, 7, 2, okay. Oh, the energy accumulate to number 77 from all the cards. 22, then 14 and 43. 77 is a very nice number, wisdom. So what is happening for you this month is that you're learning to transmute your triggers into wisdom. And you're learning to recognize your emotions and other people's emotions. And you're recognizing how maybe you've been automatically always giving, always serving, without rationing your energy for yourself. Like you're always helping, giving, and being generous without even taking care of yourself, because that's expected out of you. But now that you're learning about taking care of your fire, you're learning to put your needs above other people's needs, because if you don't take care of yourself, you get depleted, exhausted, and you would hate yourself, and you don't want that. And then you're learning to keep your self-love in the hindsight as a anchor of every action you do. You would check with yourself, is this me? Do I have self-respect when I do this? Do I have self-love when I do this? Do I feel good when I do this? Am I doing this because, am I doing this without consciousness? Am I doing this with consciousness? Sometimes you do things without consciousness that other people are just mind attacking you, like they're just kind of like using you as a puppet to make ends to their needs. Something, the word was something like that. Brick. So, okay, last deck. So fire element. When you are in control of your boundaries, and then there's the devil, right? When you're in control of your boundaries, the devil don't have a chance to fuck with you. They don't have a chance to make you sabotage yourself, or hate yourself, or hurt yourself. So the devil. So the last two cards I have to interpret is this. This is reverse. This is also reverse. So the last two cards, I think, unless this is somewhere in between here. There's something. I think this was like that one. Yeah, I think this is it. When you have stable emotions, the devil can't F with you. But I'm trying to put together what this means to the devil. One thing that I learned over the past weeks or 2-3 weeks is that you manifest easier when you're relaxed. So it's like calm your horses, like relax your temper. So, oh yeah, and then we can talk about nervous system. So, you know, when your nerves are riled up, you get triggered easily. So calming down your nerves, like, you know, nervous system, when any children, any adults who have been affected by toxic environments or toxic relationship, their nerves are easily riled up. They get so agitated, and they get so get so riled up and agitated that they're like, everybody's attacking me, everybody's like, it's all them. It's like everything people do becomes feeding their ego fire. Maybe it's an ego to some of you, ego fire. And then this ego fire is such a vulnerable inner child that has been so attacked and so abused and so hurt and so hated on and so victimized that it doesn't have the ability to transmute experiences into wisdom, to recognize where they have a part in it, where they can change how the situations ends by their own ability to put a boundary, to say, stop, I'm not interested in your sexual advances, or stop, I'm not going to pay for things that I didn't ask for. Stop, I said I am not interested, so please leave me alone. So instead of losing control, when your emotions are stable, when you're emotionally stable, like this Knight of Cups, and when you are aware of your boundaries, and when you can place boundaries, as I mentioned just now, you can create boundaries, you can make boundaries and create different boundaries for different situations and different people. You can always customize your boundaries with different people at different stages, at different levels, with different situations. And you know, you used to go out a lot, and then you get tired now, and then you don't have to put up with going out with people when you're tired, and you change your boundaries and you say, I'm listening to how I feel, I'm tired, and people are asking you, come out, and you know it wouldn't be a trouble if you weren't tired. I mean, I know I really want to help you, or I really want to go out and have fun with you, but I'm extremely exhausted. And then rather than forcing yourself to go out and then putting out with stress, you're now calming down your nerves and not letting yourself be stressed because you decide that in all of your actions, self-respect, self-preservation, self-love, self-honor, honoring yourself before you give yourself to others, you have to honor yourself. Am I capable to give this to people? Am I capable to give my time to people, my energy to people, my attention, my focus to people at the rate where I'm honoring myself? If you're doing something where you're not honoring yourself, you're disrespecting yourself, you're allowing yourself to be taken out of context, to have other people deplete you so emotionally, so much energetically. Do you think you have that ability to honor yourself? So most people don't recognize that. They dishonor themselves by letting other people exploit their time, energy, money, focus, attention, and empathy. And I shuffle, and I don't know what I'm doing with this. So I'm going to put like that. The last card, a message in a bottle. Interesting. And not for you. And to the sea. All of these cards have their own independent meaning, so I have to pull out the booklet. Okay. Message in a bottle number 15. 12. 14, 15. It's a sign, a cladon, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them and when you believe you will receive them. And when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens, they may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today your message is, Spirit hears you, the reply is favorable. You can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. The prosperity message is you are on target with your purpose and your passion. You are coming into alignment with your destiny, and Spirit wants you to know that you are on the right track. Expect a call, a new opportunity, a message from an old friend or business contact that will lead you closer to your dreams and greatest desires. Spirit has been listening to you. Okay? Protection messages are, I know there's a lie. Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit has always has your best interest at heart and will draw your attention to what you are overlooking. Okay, and then there's 6 and 7. I'll just read this and then we'll figure out the meaning together. Because that, it might reveal for that one maybe. Not for you. A clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. So if rejection is God's protection, maybe sometimes when you don't get what you want, when you get disappointed, maybe the universe is protecting you. There are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek is always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for the exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. So it's like not getting what you want is a blessing in disguise. So something about your reading, Aries, this month, maybe you will have to exercise healthy boundaries. And sometimes when you exercise these healthy boundaries and you say no to others who don't match your ability to honor yourself, and you may feel guilty about it, you may feel like maybe something's wrong with you, maybe you are too much of a hard ass, or maybe you're just too strict. Don't judge or blame yourself for honoring yourself before giving yourself to others, because as it says here, not for you. As it says here, not for you. Rejection is God's protection. Maybe sometimes you maybe have a business and you're a freelancer, and you have to say no to clients who are not in a good match, a vibrational alignment with you. So you have to let it go. It's what? Rejection is God's protection. One thing I learned is it is a fresh lesson, is that when you're cautious to the point that you're paranoid, but you're only paranoid because there has been consistent experiences that led you to that paranoia, and then you're starting to question maybe you're too paranoid. But if the facts are there, if the red flags are there, it's a healthy paranoia. You don't have to blame yourself, guilt yourself, attack yourself for having this healthy suspicion and healthy paranoia, because in your experience, just for you, this paranoia or this worry and caution, this high caution, there's valid reason and valid proof and valid facts supporting it, because from your own experience that just in your case, there will be people who's eyeing you, who's always trying to take advantage of you, who's always, because you learn from your personal past, and other people will have their own steps of precautionary measure, and you have your own steps of precautionary measure. So sometimes when you say no, and then you feel disappointed, and you take it to yourself, to blame yourself that these individuals are telling you you're too much of a hard ass, so they're manipulating you rather than respecting your no. They're actually trying to guilt trip you, blame you, and tell you, like for example, long time ago, when I really want to focus on preparing for my trip to do a workshop overseas, this group of people who were in the same industry, they're like, no, come and join us, have a vacay with us, come and join us. And I said no, and then they keep pushing me, and I relented, and I just feel terrible about it, and I just feel like I couldn't stand up for myself. And it's not that I couldn't stand up for myself, it's just that I try to please them rather than pleasing myself, and like telling myself that a firm no. So sometimes you have to understand the precautionary measures, the paranoia. The paranoia is like red flag. When you're feeling paranoid, respect it enough to put into place that obviously life needs you to take some risks sometimes, and you can play with the risk. You can take the risk. You can take risks in life, but you cannot ignore red flags while taking risk. So balance out your ability to welcome rejection. Either you reject situations or people, or you being rejected. Welcome it and then move on from it, because it's God's way to protect you. Because if I didn't listen to my paranoia or my kind of like boundaries, like my feelings, where I still let other people tell me, like, you know, come on, go, go, go. If I didn't listen to them, I would have prepared the things that would have made me, ensured me that I would be able to serve better than having a synchronicity message to the workshop. So anyway, last one to the seed. Okay, oh wait, we have 2 more. Relationship message for not for you. Some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation, or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, I should have rejected the other person, right? Remember that you do so for both of your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. So for every person, there's a better fit for someone who could have gone to the vacation with them rather than me. Because I have different priorities, but they didn't respect me, or, you know, I was forced to disrespect myself and just to go along with them. Prosperity message. You can strategize and project and systemize and invest. I'm remembering, like, people just keep wanting my energy and my presence. Like, what? You want me to hold your hands? For what? Just go ahead with your plans. You don't need me. But other people are insecure. And they try to make you feel insecure so that you need them. So it's called toxic projection. Prosperity message. You can strategize and project and systemize and invest all your time and energy, but sometimes your best laid plan seems to go awry in spite of it all. Keep in mind that no effort is wasted. Fail fast and learn from defeat. Then keep going. You will eventually succeed, although perhaps not at this game, not at this time. Know when to fold your cards. Sometimes you have to release and let go and reject and just admit defeat, that you cannot be the person someone else wants you to be. You cannot put yourself in a box so that other people can label you in that way. Don't chase after what flees from you. Don't obsess what eludes you. Don't bang your head against the head wall. Don't bang your head against the wall. There's nothing romantic about what is unavailable, no price given for torturing yourself, and nothing to be gained by refusing to see the red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, and other games, other successes waiting for you. Now I know what this is. This is you holding on to what you think is valuable. And this is what the card is saying. You're learning to let go of what you think is valuable and accept. Sometimes you have to reject what you think is valuable because some other thing is more valuable than what you think is valuable. The way out from obsessing is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit wants only the best for you. This is a sign that you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. So, the last one is this card. To the sea. So this is the next page. Okay, it's short. To the sea. Essential meanings. Being in the flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events, conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by the perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. I feel like when I mentioned the paranoia and the red flags, when you embrace it unconditionally, you're also embracing the motion of energy to the next phase. You're also going to the sea. You're flowing like a river into the sea of life. There are points in relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way? This is you, things your way, and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. And because it's not mutual, you're learning to reject people who do not honor you. And that's where you're becoming wiser in having a firmer, grounded boundaries as this person, a firmer, grounded earth energy. Everything seems to work out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to wash over you and wake you up to your most prosperous potential. To get into that flow, you need to address your beliefs about abundance and money. What? We talk about this. This is a King of Pentacles, King of Money as well, stability. True meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents, and your abilities. Most importantly, your core beliefs. Everything flows from your inner world and is reflected to the outer one. When grateful to serve, you align your prosperity consciousness with a higher consciousness, and you can expect miracles. Everything you need will come to you easily. Okay, last one. We are going to do a long Aries message here. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there's no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle. So know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow. And even when the tide is going out, relax and trust in the abundance that will be soon within your reach again. An ancient mariner saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. Okay, so that is a message for Aries. I will share to you a divine feminine receiving oil. This is a divine feminine receiving oil. Okay, so this card is like you're so controlling with stability that you aren't open to the unexpected results. So this is you letting things go. Like, you know what? Rejecting people is not a big deal. Being rejected is not a big deal. Move forward. Move along. So I think in your energy, throwing fire out, telling people your boundaries might be a big issue for you. Telling people no might be a big issue for you because you keep it in. And you're learning. You're going to learn, or the universe will put that stage to welcome you into that learning stage where you might manifest a relationship that helps you to say, actually, no, that doesn't work for me and that doesn't help me at all. So that's a big no. That's a no. And you make it clear to yourself and that person involved, that is a no. It does not work for me at all. And you cannot force me to say yes when I can't do anything about it. So, the ending is, there's this death card. Oh yeah, there's this devil in reverse card. So I hope that this message helps to give you some support with you learning to become more active in stating your boundaries, so that you can always change your boundaries with different people and different circumstances and different situations. You don't always have to carry the same boundaries in life. Okay, so if you wish to work with me in universal healing session, or if you want your own personal psychic reading, you can go to my website and then click sessions or psychic readings and choose whichever version of working with me you like, and then we can go even further with the reading for your own personal spiritual development and growth with me. So this is the divine feminine energy in a way, but it's more programmed to be able to receive love. So some of you guys, Aries, need to be positively triggered to remember self-love, to honor yourself, and to honor your limit, and to express your healthy boundaries, and to know where your emotions begin and where other people's emotions should end. And you have that choice to grow a wisdom to discern how to express your boundaries through your behavior, body language, attitude, words. And as you understand your own personal stability, emotional stability, you get to carry your emotions forward in life, and the guilt, embarrassment, or negative feelings, other people throwing their fire, it doesn't affect you anymore. It doesn't trigger you because you know, you understand your boundaries. You understand your boundaries, and you understand the belief that supports your boundaries. And if you have this fire, fear, this red flags or paranoia, or triggers that makes you feel afraid or scared, you understand the reasons towards it, and you no longer bash yourself or make yourself feel guilty or blame yourself for being a hard ass, like people tell you you're a hard ass because they don't understand your experience or your and also perhaps they are also manipulative. They don't respect your boundaries, and they don't respect your decisions, and they just want to control you and want to manipulate you and want to exploit your time, energy, money, affection, empathy, and sources or skills. So you're learning to accept it's safe for you to reject people's fire. It's safe for you to reject people's negative perception of you, because you learn to honor yourself and love yourself enough to embrace your limit, embrace your self-respect, self-esteem, and dignity and pride by letting other people perceive what they want to perceive, and knowing that that's just their energy, and you have a firm, healthy boundaries that shields you with wisdom and awareness that is born or nurtured from a healthy belief that if you say no, you have all the reasons that supports your boundaries to say no, because you love yourself. You're going to get tired, and you know it's not going to allow you to respect yourself deeper, and it's a form of self-love, and you don't have to explain or justify anymore than saying a simple no is a full answer. Anyone who tries to guilt trip you, manipulate you, exploit you, and try to make you feel bad about saying no, about having boundaries around them, you don't have to be triggered, aggravated by them anymore, and just acknowledge that this is a toxic circumstances, is not healthy, and I'm no longer letting these people affect me, and I can reject them and move on without guilt, without any baggage of wrongdoing, because my boundaries are a form of self-love, and I honor myself deep enough to exercise self-love through healthy boundaries, and it's safe for me to reject offers, invites, suggestions from people safely. So that is a healing and a universal astrology message for Aries. I hope that it's helpful for you. If you want to work with me in a universal healing sessions, I help my clients to dig into their childhood trauma or any fear beliefs to help them transcend into clear mindset and to transform their inner world into peaceful reflection of reality. If you want to work with me, check out my website. My name is Meredith Mynrose. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary. I will see you for next month, Aries. I'll leave a comment, let me know what you think about this reading, and let me know what's your favorite part about this reading. So take care, I'll see you next month. For now, take care, bye.